actually also that goes all the way up. This isn't done, but my last one was, I thought it was beautiful. Anyhow, the way that the man came out, because I just free flow with it and let it talk to me. And at the very end of it, it ended up being like, um, almost like the gnome looking thing that was just on your spoon at the bottom. And so then at the top of his hat, it turned into like a crown, and it was like the celestial crowns like pitched in. It was actually pretty cool. But yeah, so I play too. I couldn't like reach this one last week or a couple weeks ago when you were showing me.
This is just a practice piece that I've got, but I got that little dude there.
Oh yeah. I love the funky wood.
And...
my yard has so many random pieces waiting for me to put a soul in them. Yeah.
So, yeah. And that's just that one. I was trying to figure out shading on this wood burning iron that I got, but it doesn't come with very good tips. So I gotta get some better tips before I do that.
So I'm hearing to ask you if you work on like mantras and personal space that empowers that you are abundant and like expand your energy field and your bandwidth like up and above your town and above your county that over into others, so that all those that are meant to source from you will just flow to you, like to reopen your flow so that you're receivable. So then business will start picking up again.
Yeah, I'm
there goes
I
the
guess I would admit that, if that makes sense. So
I didn't hear any of that.
Oh, yeah, I think I'm in the process of that right now. So it's just a lot of it's still getting up in the morning and getting to work. So kind of hard when you don't have yeah, I don't know. Not really sure how to explain it. It's just trying to keep that motivation up, get back in that routine of actually, this is a job. I have to spend a certain amount of hours every day. I have a production level, and still getting in that swing of things. And then, just getting more comfortable with, like right now, my inventory. I don't think I'd last 2 hours at a show right now. So I just got to build that up before I really start calling in, I mean, it's they always say that it's a
start calling it in and dance with it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing around with it a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, well, I think I fixed the stream.
Woohoo!
And I think we've got one person watching on Twitch, and that's it right now.
Hello, person on Twitch.
So.
There used to be 2 people on Twitch, but then I started getting into the Zoom meetings.
And what's that supposed to mean?
I was watching the Zoom one or the Twitch one, and then I actually started just getting in on the Zoom meetings. So,
got you. So you were that second person. Got you.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even know Twitch was a thing, so you're not the only one that's not all up on the times.
So I'm wondering if Facebook changed something, because when we first started doing the live, when we first started doing the live streams, well, it was kind of hilarious because we would get all kinds of weirdos that would just watch the stream randomly.
Oh, fun.
And we had, like a few people that would come in, and, there was always like people screaming about something or other, having to block people left and right. Like there was the one guy who just like over and over again, like, please respond. Please respond. Well, I get a bank job. This is my birthday. Please respond. Please respond. Like,
oh, I remember that night.
Wait your turn, dude.
Oh
So I
yeah,
can
they
then-
could have. I wonder if we talked about certain topics, so they put a band on it.
They've been limiting a lot of your major outlets have
Yeah.
really been like shadow banning and censoring and really pulling back on
Mhm.
what they're letting happen. So it
Wait.
literally could be something as simple as
Saying the
that
word
guy didn't like the
convid.
fact-
Saying the word convid.
yeah.
Yeah.
It could literally be something as you say the word mask, COVID,
Oh, he done and did
anything
it.
to do with putting pieces of paper in a box and counting them to see which one's the one.
Right. But that's how I
Uh,
grew up. I also grew up like flipping off our like DVR things, and everybody would tell me that I was so cynical and I was so crazy, and it was like they're watching us. Like I already know that they're watching us. And I was laughed at for so many years. And now some years later they come out that it's a thing and everybody's like, "Oh, did you know?" So then it's like, well, don't go get LASIK eye surgery either, because they're lasering your eyeballs and one day it's going to work against you. So let's wait for it.
You're saying I got LASIK done like 15 years ago.
Oh shit. I almost did. And I was woke up in the middle of the night and told, so I had to
That's it.
honor. I don't judge for it. I just have to follow what I was woke up and told, because that's my own,
Yeah.
I totally see why to where you get LASIK. Is it so nice?
I'd say it's probably one of the best investments I ever made, but
yeah,
kind of the joke that I make there is that when I was towards the end of the year, I had a lot of money left over, and flex spending account needed to be used. It's like, hey, I got enough left here that I could actually get LASIK done. So then they were doing the consultation and like doing all the measurements on my eyes and everything. And they're like, okay, well, your vision is really bad. Like really, really bad. Like, yeah, it just sucks. And if you keep getting glasses done, then the glasses are going to get thicker and thicker. And you're almost at the point where they won't make contact lenses that are strong enough.
Ouch.
See, and say normally with as bad as your vision is, there'd be concerns being able to do the surgery at all with as much correction as would be needed. But you have abnormally thick corneas, so we think we can do this. And my response is, so are you saying that even my eyeballs are fat?
What did they say? Did they just freeze? Did you say that?
Yeah, they got a chuckle out of that. He's like that.
Good humor. Yeah, I have a bunch of family members that done it also, but for some reason I wasn't allowed.
I don't qualify for LASIK, so I am stuck on contact therapy.
Fun.
Which, well, I'm not doing it because it's horrendously expensive. So
are you saying you're just
No, I
flying
have to
blind?
Not yet.
Yeah, don't admit that to the
But
camera.
I'm
They're
getting
censoring
there.
you.
So no, I have a thinning of the lens of the eye, so I have to wear these my contacts are custom fit when I get them. They run me about, well, the last time I had about 10 years ago, they were running me about $500 a set. And a set, I've had a set go bad and had to get them replaced as little as a week. But they average about a month to 6 months. No, a month to 6 weeks. And then I have to go in and get another pair, and that's just that's a car payment.
So do you wear glasses instead?
No. I do some exercises that help with like keeping the eyes strong.
Yeah, yoga
And
eyes.
stuff like that.
Okay.
So yes and no. A lot of it's some Eastern mysticism type of stuff. Well, I wouldn't really call it mysticism. It's just old world medicine. It's not like I'm putting like crystals and rocks on my eyes or anything. It's
Well, yeah. I would wear glasses, but
yeah. There's put a camp. Well, you put a candle across a dark room, and then you stare directly at the flame of the can. What's that? I heard something about glasses.
I would just wear glasses. Like if my contacts kept going out for every month to 6 weeks, that is a lot.
That's part of the condition, and glasses pretty much make it worse because your eyes aren't working as much. If
Yeah,
that
I
makes
could see
sense.
that. Hmm.
So,
Well, and I actually read energy better when I do not have my lenses on. Like I put them on when I need to really see, but aside of that, I love watching energy. And as soon as I put on my lenses, the energy dial shifts.
So I'm curious there as far as the reading energy thing goes. Because like the way that I do it, it's they say that it's like 0.7% of the population experiences what they call a visual snow phenomenon. It's like, and that's what happens for me, or at least that's how I see the energy anyway. And as far as they say, scientifically, they're like, it's a neurological thing. Just some people just always have like this weird like field of static in their vision. Like we just think it's some sort of neurological thing. We can't explain it. But then it's like, okay, well, the people that experience this, do they ever like sit and like pay attention to this static and what it does and how it interacts and what colors it is and
where it moves and the twinkles that highlight more, and if somebody's telling you the truth in their body language, how does it match to confirm that it's a positive? Yeah.
So is that worth the same way for you there, Florence?
Yeah, like I wouldn't really say that it's a static, but I guess in some regard there's a density to it because you can see like the colors, the haze, the thickness, the stagnant space, the expended, the wobbly, the where it's easy to penetrate. When people are telling the truth, you got sparks that go off. Just energy. Yeah. I didn't know that it was energy though until I got older and conversed with other people. And then I was like, oh, damn. Because you don't know what you know until you learn what other people don't know. Or, they're like, oh, you're this way. You're thinking, isn't that just life? Help me understand myself. Holy shit. I'm so self-blind. Like, so I looked up this thing. I'm going to put this in front of the camera for Alan to read. Where does it start? Can you read the words on that? Or is it foggy?
Pull it back just a little bit so it focuses.
I was gonna say it still looks blurry to me.
I can see that it's blurry also. Oh shit, it's about the eyes. I didn't want to read it out loud. I wonder if I can take I should take a picture and post it on your Facebook questions. Like comments, huh? I wonder if that would work.
Yeah. I imagine it would.
And just see if any of it's relevant or if any of it feels. Because if so, it's just feelings that are buried alive. Sometimes it sparks little triggers, so it gives you something that you can work on. Let's see. Sometimes it sparks little triggers, so it gives you something that you can work on. Now I'm on there. Okay. How do I'm not able to post a picture on the live. It says. Did you know that? Is that common?
Oh, that's right. With it being live, that's
pretty common. So maybe after it's done, I would be able to go into the comments. Okay. We'll do it that way then. Or I guess if you're like on Facebook for Alan Corey, I could even message it to you.
Yeah, I was actually just looking you up right now.
So, Jeff, you had mentioned that you were going to talk about cards. Do you charge people to do card readings?
Oh, that I do. So,
How much do you charge?
Right now, all of my services, I charge $60 an hour. So I do have one reading in particular that's $150 reading. That one, it can take on average anywhere from 2.5 to 4 hours. So we call that one running the gauntlet. So with that, I start with natal chart reading. And then I have my Oracle deck, which this particular Oracle deck, I have a history with it. And what I do with it is kind of like an unorthodox way of reading, where I just pull cards and it just tells me this person's life story. So I just sit there and like unravel their life story
and blow their mind.
And then after that, once we've got their life story worked out, then I have a shadow working deck. We take a look and see, okay, these are your inner demons, what they really look like right now. Then put together a battle plan for, okay, what is it that you're really struggling with? What is it that you need to do to overcome this? What's your next step from here? And then we finish off the whole thing going to a traditional tarot deck for any pressing questions that they have left over. So that whole process can take about, like I said, anywhere from 2.5 to 4 hours. So
that's cool.
Depending on who you're reading, it's like usually if I'm reading a Capricorn, it's maybe a 2-hour reading. If I'm reading a Sagittarius, it's going to be a 4-hour reading.
That's funny. In the next year, my progressed Mars hits Capricorn. So then in like 4 years after that, it's progressed to my natal Jupiter. So it's going to be interesting to see me in 5 years.
I think I got
kind of curious as to like what's going on in the stars now, because I'm in like a stage right now where it's like everything is changing. It's like very rapid changes and a lot of like challenges being thrown my way of having to like make some very difficult decisions, and the universe basically kind of stepping up and being like, okay, Jeff,
what way you going, right or left?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, we're going to throw some challenges your way. And the whole thing here is that you got to be able to step up, be decisive, and use your intuition to make the right decisions here. But choices have to be made because things are moving forward one way or another. And you either decide which way. Yep, exactly. So it's
what is going to increase your value for the next 30 years, because Venus right now is trining Pluto, and that is powerful heart energy. If you know your quality and you know everything over the last 5 weeks that has transitioned you into a higher world, and you want to take it, even though it's been this, you got to honor your heart and listen to the messages and the facts that have been coming in today to connect you emotionally so that you can cut out of the zones that you have been in since 2019, to reconnect to a higher source and into more of that heart. Changes are coming. May 26th is an eclipse, and that eclipse is going to exactly tie to December 20th.
Gonna say, well, it's not just that changes are coming. For me, it's like the changes are here.
But even more are coming, depending on what you choose now. Watch.
So fun. So it's right now it's like living situation is changing, relationship situation is changing. Now I'm just like, the thing that I'm trying to manifest is just career situation.
Well, good for you.
So,
no, but it is actually weird how much change has been going on lately.
So especially like,
I find it interesting.
It seems to me like everybody is moving right now for some reason.
Yes. So it seems like everybody I know has had not just minor little changes, but just these like catastrophic, awesome changes in their life over the last while. Whether they be for the good or the bad, they've had them. And it's I've noticed that in my own life too, is there has been a lot of stuff's realigning and changing.
Yeah. Well, there was something that I was reading earlier. This is like today in particular is supposed to be a very powerful manifestation day.
Yeah, that's
It's
the
just-
Venus trine Pluto.
So I was saying that a lot of what's happening here, it's all particularly over the last 3 months is where the universe has been testing everybody. And it's whatever you're setting in motion now, prepare like the lunar eclipse, and then we got the solar eclipse happening June 10th. Is whatever it is that you've been trying to manifest, it's like prepare for those things to be locked in and solid and kind of set in stone with those eclipses.
Yeah. Well, and last summer realigned us to the dualities and the truth so that we could disconnect from what was no longer in our hearts so that it could all kick off last November. And then that culminates this May and then references straight to December 20th when Jupiter hits back to that exact 28 degree because Jupiter is going to turn retrograde in June.
Yay, fun.
From June until, into the late fall. And then December 20th sets us back to this exact same time zone. And then when you jump to January and February of 2023, everything that kicked in through this May eclipse and that ties to this December 20th of 2021 is platformed as a foundation into the next 30-year rotation come February of 2023. So it's going to be interesting. So make your choices. As I let out my own sigh with all my own thoughts. Oh, anytime anything's in Gemini and Aries, that's my 8th house. So like right now, Mercury and North Node is definitely in my 8th house. Yeah. Like today, I was wide awake at 6 a.m., but as the day rolled down, I was feeling the moon in Pisces squaring Mercury. That was a breeze. But as the moon started to square the North Node, even me and my Gemini daughter started like intense, Gemini energy. And
so my question there, because it seems like, well, it's like as an Aquarius, I attract Geminis. Like most of my best friends are like all Geminis.
yeah,
And
because you're stimulating. They love to be stimulated.
I'd say with the exception of my roommate, but I think with my roommate, he's got so much going on right now, so much stimulus that I don't think he's had time to like sit down and ask if he's emotionally okay. But all of my Geminis are having an emotional crisis right now.
Yeah. Well, Venus is about to enter Gemini in the next week. So
Oh, fun.
let's watch how the mind that shifted in the last couple of days is now going to meld with Venus that kicked in last May through June and July. Let's see how that carries out for the duality twin. Yeah, especially where all of these emotions that were set in motion summer of 2019 are now being released. So everything that we've been bringing forward since 2019 is like culminating, severing, or amplifying depending on what choices we've made between there. Which is interesting because I had a couple spots inside of me shut off so I could like actually integrate and work on other zones. And these last couple of weeks, I've been like re-shown my old spaces that just naturally like shut off with the switch to like flip back on the switch and reconnect to and what other areas to let go of. So that's been kind of refreshing. Yeah, the highlight is about to be on Gemini significantly because you have the North Node there, Mercury, and now comes Venus. So everything they've been thinking and feeling on is about to align for fate and
So
destiny.
if any of my Geminis are watching, buckle up.
Yeah. Yeah, then what is it? June 15th, Mars moves into Leo. So we'll have Mars in Cancer clear until about June 15th. It's somewhere right there. That like Sunday or Monday, Mars hits that 0 degrees Leo spot. So be passionate about what direction you're going. Your heart matters for sure. Aren't you a Cancer? You got lots of stuff in Cancer, don't you, Alan? I remember that.
Oh yeah, I was straight up Cancer. No, yeah, I do have quite a bit going on right now. It's, I don't know. Focusing's not the hard part. It's just getting through the whole slog. So
The last 7
between-
weeks, they rebirthed you through quite a bit, so you would be in a space to move to this new adventure that you're being towed to, where your mind and heart
Yeah,
will
and
catch
then-
up later.
Well, and that's kind of what it seems like has been going on, because it was, got pretty nuts for a few months, and then over the last about 6-8 weeks, things have calmed down, and then it's crazy. It's trying to balance the jewelry, sewing, and woodworking part with the new relationship part, and then also trying to keep on with like the outdoors and bushcrafting and survival school part. So got a lot going on, it seems.
Yeah, they're taking you on a new adventure.
Cool.
Yeah, to put your heart into the higher philosophies of life.
Just do me a favor. If I ever say, hey, I'm moving to Michigan, just kill me. So outside of that, I'm pretty good with whatever.
Why Michigan?
I didn't have a great experience up in Michigan. So nothing against people from Michigan personally, but the Ann Arbor area sucks dick. And not in a good way.
I was just gonna say, don't most people love that? They must drag their teeth. Now we'll be censored again. My apologies.
Yeah, no, it seemed like I said, seems like
He's
there's
like,
a lot
yeah.
going on. Well, no, I was just about to say some people like the teeth dragging.
I could see it. That's why they pierced the top of their,
Say, and with that, we're out of time.
Really?
I'd say, well, nobody's really like keeping track too much. And I think we got a couple people on TikTok, and I think one person on Instagram that's watching now. So
They might start throwing us cash if we're talking about sex. This world's corrupt. Maybe we need to start talking about healing inner aspects due to cultivating and harnessing your sexual energy to ignite your kundalini in the way that actually will ignite you, in place of just always giving it away.
So what she's saying is that if you need to do a cord cutting ritual to get rid of Travis's negative dick energy, get a hold of Jeff.
You could go with that, or you could even just go with the way that you can focus your own so that you can create, in place of.
For $5,
Getting
I'll show
people
somebody
a
my
dick.
nipple online.
To you for $5. Is it pierced?
Well,
Because if so,
No.
you should charge $8.
no, I was just gonna go with 5, and then if they want to see more, we'll just go from there.
Like I'm selling nudes, like $10 to get one, $25 if you don't want to get one.
And then is that where you just show your arm?
Have to dig out some of my old loincloth pictures.
Like, or maybe you can.
Huh?
Like maybe
Yeah.
you'll have to join. Maybe you'll have to join us on the next photo shoot that we do if we do another, chubby dudes in kilts photo shoot.
Is it only for dudes?
I don't.
Well, I mean, the ladies can come and
Well,
watch.
not
but I-
really, but you can only wear a kilt. I mean, if there's ladies that want to get in on the photo action, remember it's kilts only.
Well, if you have long hair, it covers up everything on the top.
Yeah, or you could also go with a great kilt, and so. But we don't want to let that out to the world because, well, who wants to ruin a good time like that?
Yeah.
So nobody here is going to heaven, by the way.
I'm in heaven now. I bring heaven to earth. That's all my 11th house aspects that ground me to that, bottom of my chart.
What was that comment I heard the other day?
I was gonna say it's just
Everyone goes to hell, but it's spelled different than you think.
It just seems to be like my life now. I'm like, I don't have normal friends. It's like, and I was talking to the person that I'm dating now earlier today. And I'm like, yeah, it's like, I don't have normal friends. I don't even know what normal people do anymore. It's like, what do normal people do with their life? Just shop for beige colored things?
Ew.
It's
like, did you catch the game? It's like, no, it's like all the people that I'm friends with, like, we're talking like energy and aliens and magic and crystals, and it's like it's all star seeds and indigo children and earth angels and whatnot. I'm like, these, it's or weirdos and Muppets. That's what I call my friends. It's like my friends group. I call them. It's a bunch of fucking Muppets. Especially the house that I live in. It's a house full of air signs. It is a house run by Muppets.
That's fun though. That's like life. That's what I mean. Bring heaven, to earth. That's my type of heaven. Like today turned into a rough day, and then I get Jeff's live. I'm like, oh, thank God, let's go. Like, so.
Well, that's kind of what sparked my whole thing. I think me and you talked about this, Jeff, about a year and a half ago, with the whole getting sick of waiting for everybody to do something. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You remember that conversation we had?
Hey, can't wait.
So, and I've noticed with a lot of the more normalized, I guess what you'd call socially normal people, is they get really weirded out because it's like, oh, did you catch the Masked Singer last night? And I'm looking at them, I'm like, what? I know now that it's a TV show, but I'm like, what the fuck's the Masked Singer? I've been up in the mountains for 3 days.
See, I haven't had TV since 2012.
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of YouTube, and then I keep it on for noise. Like, I'm pretty sure everybody I know that has a YouTube channel has at least one view and one like on, if not all, most of their videos. And that's I'll just put your stuff on and let it roll so you get, I'll just put it on and let it roll so you get something.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, I try spending time around everybody that's kind of normalized and just societally regular, and it drives me nuts.
Yeah, I don't try. I'm forced because I have kids.
Well, and
they drag my alien to Earth and they say, Mom, we have to go socialize. Which I don't mind socializing at all. I don't mind, but I think the other folks might be triggered here and there, and we're good with that. It took a long time to learn to separate me from them in the energy space to where you could actually interact in a healthy way without being like in the corner because everything was so intense because you could feel what was coming in, right?
Yeah, I've never had much of a problem, but you always had a pretty good handle on that part. A lot of it's just the whole mundane. I mean, I don't know about the rest of you. My limit on watching Law and Order is about 8,000 hours, and I passed that about 10,000 hours ago. So, like, if I never see another Law and Order episode in my life, good.
Yeah,
and that's what I noticed a lot of the normal based people do is they're out there, they're rushing home because they have to watch their show.
Well, that was me. I rushed home for Jeff and you.
Well, yeah, but we're more entertaining on a bad day than American Idol is on a good day. So.
Yeah, that's. I guess normal people where I don't connect with normal people. I'm like, don't do sports ball. Don't watch a lot of TV.
Mm-hmm.
I was the younger brother, so I didn't get to play the video game systems. I had to go outside and play.
I really love the arts, rather it's martial arts, skateboarding, trick bikes. Like if you were to get into versus sports, I think that there needs to be a lot more dynamics that support that in children rather than just the average football, baseball, and all of that.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. I mean, I've got growing up, I got a huge background in like rock climbing and mountaineering and stuff like that. And we seem like we gained a lot more from that than going out playing football. I mean, football's boring.
Well, and it trashes
I know
your
there's
body at some degree.
Well, anything you do trashes your body. I mean, like I've been doing archery my entire life, and I'm, it's trashing my body. Like I'm probably gonna have to go to a lower weight bow for everyday practice, just because I'm starting to feel it. Like I'm starting to get that archer's body. But like when we were rock climbing, we noticed all the rock climbers we hung out with, a lot more self-sufficient, a lot calmer, just a lot friendlier people.
A whole different vibe.
To whereas it was a different vibe. And I mean, it's I'm not against sport, not against physical activity, but I don't know. I just don't get too excited watching somebody throw a ball.
Yep. Mike, I'm totally cool. Like, well, actually, this is like something that like had a friend of mine not too long ago. It's like, hey, you want to get together? And I don't know. It's like, I'm feeling like I got to do something physical. It's like, you want to play basketball? I'm like, I haven't played basketball in ages. I'm sure I barely suck at it, but I'll give it a shot. And actually had a lot of fun. But I think the important thing was that both of us really sucked at it. And neither of us were like keeping score or like worried about the rules or anything like that. We were just BSing, throwing a ball around and really sucking at it and enjoying the fact that we both really sucked at it. Aquarian
style, very unorthodox.
So, yeah, well, an Aquarius and a Cancer, but
fun.
Well, a Cancer that basically told me that if I ever discussed astrology in front of her again, that she might sock me in the face because she hates it for some reason. Huh. So, I don't. So I'm like, okay, that's a boundary. It's like I will respect that boundary.
See, and I don't mind like balls in sports like that. It's just when I go to the skate park and I see all them kids that do phenomenal tricks and there's no support with like the towns and the systems, I would love to see that empowered in the youth to where they get to shine for all of their hard work and practice and artistic abilities as well, instead of just always focusing on football teams, basketball teams, baseball teams. Yeah, like there should be skate support, there should be bike support, there should be like all sorts of support. There's amazing kids with so much talent and they work hard every day. They're just grinding, doing backflips. It's so awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing I noticed going on out here is it with things slowly opening back up in the Tooele area. Not only on the sports side, but even with the artistic side, people are starting to come together and, they're getting more art out there. I guess there's actually an arts guild that meets once a week out here in the Tooele area. And they're not just like, it's not like how we're meeting up and just hanging out online. They're actually out drawing, painting. It doesn't matter what your art is. They go to a location and they do something.
Hey, now I have a crew that I meet with and we spin fire and dance. And if like art painting comes up, that's what we do. It's a way just to activate and utilize.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and it's I don't know, it's nice to see. I believe we actually have a fire spinning group out here as well. Not sure.
I'm just playing with
that's fire.
Oh, just something random. Playing with this new deck that I have. This deck has a little bit of an attitude, but this card keeps jumping out. It's 4 of Wands.
Huh.
And what do you feel with that?
gonna say, I think that corresponds with something that I was saying earlier, where I feel like, if we're taking a look at like this last like phase, say if I was to say a new chapter is starting, the last chapter was definitely understanding my worth better and being forced to step more into a leadership role and being able to make difficult decisions and kind of march forward with confidence in whatever it is that I'm doing, and be able to just be present and present not dial back my weird, just put my full weird out there for everybody.
Yeah, don't dial back.
And I'm like, okay, and I was meditating on this the other night, saying, okay, well, like, what is this next phase? It's like, if this is a new phase, and it's like the word, it just came back to me. It's like, this next phase is all about now it's time to work. And I'd say like anywhere that I see like the fours coming up in the tarot, it's that's usually at the stage where a decision has been made. Things are in place. The blueprints are there. Like, now it's time to get to work.
Yeah, get the order through chaos and have stability through change. And Saturn is in your sign for the next 2 years.
It's like, but with the wands, it's like, it's also the as far as this is something that I stumbled across earlier today, as far as timelines with the tarot and understanding, because just in general, this was something that doing like the phone psychic work, something that people would always, they just want to know, like, when's this happening? I need a date. I need to know, are they going to call? Are they going to come back? How long is this going to take? Universe doesn't always work that way, but being able to use tarot cards and look for the signs there as far as the timelines. It's anywhere that the wands are coming up, this is telling you that that's fire. This is coming fast. This is coming the next few days. So this is telling me like something's going to happen within, so Four of Wands, what's this telling me? Like, well, it's the time is to put in the work, but you're going to be called to action here within the next just few days.
As Moon moves into Aries, Friday?
So Moon is moving into Aries on Friday.
Yeah.
I was going to say, and there's actually something going on this weekend as far as like a little camp out with like fire spinners and things like that I got invited to. So.
Oh, fun.
Like, this will be interesting. It's like, maybe there's something there, but
yeah, fire.
Yep. So it's wands are fire. It's the fastest moving. It's, as far as timelines go, that tells you the change is going to be coming within a few days. Then from there, swords, air, that's change coming within a few weeks. Then from there, cups is cups, emotions, like that can be months. And then anywhere that's the pentacles or earth, then it's this is anywhere from a season to a few years.
Well, everything that Jupiter's been opening you up to since December, you made your choice, and now Saturn regulates it for the next 2 years.
So fun, because I'd say, really I'd say just like the summer of 2020 in general, there was a lot that happened there that was just kind of kicked my ass a little bit, but it was all learning experiences.
It was a preview to what was coming, because you had Saturn actually move into Aquarius, in March until June. And then June 30th, he crossed back out of Aquarius. And so the 1st of July, he started moving back into Capricorn and didn't go back into Aquarius till that December 21st. Not to cut you off, but just if that helps you be like, oh, timeline sync. Okay, I see it.
So... yeah, that's all making sense. And then, like January hit, and then there was another challenge and the joke there is that I'm like, so there was a challenge that was presented to me, and Mercury retrograde started on my birthday, and that challenge began on my birthday and ended at the end of Mercury retrograde. And I'm like, how did you do with that challenge, Jeff? Well, you flew out with a solid F plus.
At least you got the plus.
At least you got a score.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm like,
We're
yeah,
optimists.
you see all this gray over here and over here.
I love it.
That's all. Yeah, the gray here and the gray here. That's all from this past Mercury retrograde.
I got gray. I do. I've got gray.
So and then like the recent, well, and like the recent challenges that have been thrown my way, my joke there is I'm like, I think I skated through with a solid, I skated through sideways and on fire and with a C minus.
Well, you had a Sun square Saturn this last week. It transit you extra hard because you're so Aquarius. Plus, that on your birthday, like what was that, January 30th?
Yeah, January 30th.
That was like a full moon in Leo, and that was exactly Venus conjunct Pluto as a full.
Yeah, I'm also a Leo rising too, so.
Yeah, so see, you're having like so much fixed energy, and then like that was your Leo full moon in your first house, releasing a lot of your old spaces, like on top of Venus conjunct Pluto, rebirthing all of like your value system. So what you can break into this new higher world that you were challenged against from last March to June, let alone the duality mix up of Venus going retrograde in Gemini in that time.
Okay, now you said last March to June.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, this is funny that you say this because it was March 2020. That was when I had a 2-year relationship that ended. And then there was a rebound that happened like mid-April, and then that ended June. And then like June from there was pretty much Jeff single, trying to like find himself, mostly like doing his own thing, experimenting with a few things, having a little bit of a hoe face, to be honest. And yeah,
hoe
there
face.
was. Yeah.
I pictured so much on your face at that moment.
So, so yeah, it's interesting that you said like that time frame specifically, because yeah, like March to June was really a big like as far as like at least my love life anyway, that was a big like transitory time.
Yeah. Like Venus hadn't retrograded in Gemini like that since 2012. But the difference is Venus hadn't retrograded in Gemini with the North Node there since 2004.
Fun.
Yeah. So it kind of connected you back to old value systems and played then.
So we might have to take this offline at some point and me like say, okay, I need to know what I need to prepare for at this point. Like what kind of bullshit and shenanigans are coming down the pipe? Because if the universe is going to be testing me again anytime soon, like I'd like to be able to try to at least get out of it with like a B- this time around.
I think you're good. Just keep going. Go to the new world. Don't hold on to your fixed ideology, and don't sell yourself out to be anything less than authentic. It ain't worth it. You know your value. You know what's in your heart. Create it. And that's not just I'm going to sit and manifest it, with like no knock on energy sourcing, but like literally, like you said, the work is here. Saturn is in your sign. Jupiter's been opening up pathways. You've had tension squared, but you're mature enough and you're ready for this.
So fun.
It would be fun to go in and do that on your chart, though. Yes. All
right. Well, if you're willing, and then I can, I'm willing to either throw money your way or throw card readings or, whatever you'd want as an exchange, but that would be awesome.
Yeah. We will. We'll take this offline and sync back up.
All right.
Alan.
Yo. Yes.
Your abundance mantras, however you want to word that. Just keep integrating them into your energy field.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm just your cheerleader. You know these things, but I'm reminding you, if like
No,
even if it's just to rewrite that on your board, just so that you can reactivate that, because
We
you
got a
have
weird
Mars,
echo now.
you have Mars moving through your sign for the next little while. Like, utilize it. Mars can give extreme passion. Source with it. Use him as your little shuttle and swim with him. It's almost like you have a go pack on your back, like full steam ahead. Okay, like for the next couple weeks.
I was actually planning on sacking the next block over. You give me that look like you doubt me, but I was really
No, I'm wondering what sacking means.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like when the Vikings sacked the Norns. But, yeah.
We got a nipple, people. $5. Okay, I could have shut up.
Okay, no, it's actually me in a loincloth and a wizard hat walking around the block screaming analingus $5 until the cops arrest me. But it's cool because I'll probably be way drunk doing it. So but I wake up in the morning, the cop will be like, "Hey, you're up." I'll be like, "Hey, what'd I do?"
Except for they'll get a hold of this footage and you're busted. Except for they'll get a hold of this footage.
I'll post the footage. I don't care. One that I did have a question on, and I've been trying to find a really, I don't know, this keeps popping up in my rune readings. And I mean, there's a few that I pull a lot, but there's this one that I pull almost every day. Like, it's been appearing every day for the last 2 weeks. And it is, what's your guys' thoughts on that? I'm really getting a lot of torn kind of back and forth on it.
That for that fast seeing,
Anybody
I would
familiar?
just picture it as being grounded.
Okay.
Grounding and sourcing without like trying to think of memory, because I've made a few runes, so and I've like looked at some of them to study them so I could like be a little bit more skilled with them. So without trying to even get into my memory bank of them, I would picture that as grounded knowledge.
So
Okay, so
we got a. Are any of you guys getting that weird echo, or is that just on
Yeah,
my end?
No, I can hear me
yeah.
like 3 times.
I mean, I'm curious if it's showing up as oh, I thought there were people talking in somebody's background.
Yeah, it's us.
Yeah, we got a weird echo somewhere.
So, you know, so, no, I've mostly been taking it just to kind of get back into that grounding that you have from like ancestral things.
Connecting with your roots.
Yeah, it sounded a lot better in my head. I lost.
No, that
word
sounds
now because
great.
I can hear the echo now, so it's distracting.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I'm gonna mute everybody for a second here.
I don't know. There's a lot of people have a.
I'm gonna mute everybody for a second here.
I don't know. There's a lot of people have a.
Okay. Let's see if we can find out where the echo is coming from. Okay. Alan, I'm going to start with unmuting you. Let's see if we can find out where the echo is coming from. Nope, wait a minute. It's coming from me. Alan, I'm going to start with unmuting you. Nope, wait a minute. It's coming from me. How am I getting like a feedback loop? How am I getting like a feedback loop? All right. Well, I've just unmuted everybody,
Am
but
I echoing? No, I don't hear me.
I've just
Oh, there we are.
everybody. Yeah, there's the
There we
echo
are.
again. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, there's the echo.
You're never lonely if you're talking on like, a video that has an echo. It lasts forever. So
Yeah,
I
no, that's
can see that with your rune, Alan. I can see that grounded knowledge. So grounded knowledge leads you into the roots. So it seems as though if you're connecting it to like family ties and DNA and past knowledge that has been in your lineage, it would make sense as to why I seen that as grounded knowledge. DNA and past knowledge that has been in your lineage, it would make
Okay.
sense as to why. It sounds like I'm 4 people. It's cool.
right.
My weirdo
Um,
loves it.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Tried to tie it into the other ones that have been showing up because it's totally the reason it's just kind of got me confounded is I keep pulling oh, what the hell is it? I'm still getting my names down on things, but I'm still pulling an Izas and look at and Thurios quite a bit, and those are just an insane amount of duality in those two runes. So just trying to figure out where this whole thing of like ancestry, heritage, history comes into play with a bunch of
Yourself.
basically two-faced runes.
As
So-
we're in a North Node Gemini, and Mercury just moved into Gemini, and Gemini's the double face.
Okay, so that would explain quite a bit.
And let alone the fact
Oh.
that your 8th house is Gemini. So when you get into the 8th house and of you being in Gemini and you had just moved through there, that's also the spaces that you cut through that would tie you back to last May through July. So the duality that you were blessed with through last May through July connected to this, let's see, what month are we in? March and April. And now it's to motivate you into the next level. If you can tie any of that together.
I'm doing a quick reading on some of my side notes on this. I've got a fair amount of side notes on the Thereses, but I don't on the other. So, but I can tie that in a bit.
Okay, did that kill the echo?
Yeah, I haven't heard me in 4-person for about 3 minutes.
Yeah, I haven't
Okay.
had a delay for a minute, so
I had to
Um,
mess with some settings on my computer here, but
That's pretty
I-
impressive. You found it out. You got it.
but I killed the echo.
Good job.
don't let him fool you. Glenn was standing behind him with a speaker, making it feedback on purpose.
I wouldn't put it past Glenn to do something like that.
Is Glenn the Gemini?
Yep. Just say, and yeah, Glenn is my roommate. Glenn is like a comic book character, pretty much. He is very much like a larger than life personality, and not the kind of person that is anybody could forget upon meeting him. But
Awesome.
like the joke there is that between like the 3 people that live here, the 3 adults that live in this house anyway, there's 2 Aquariuses and 1 Gemini. Yeah,
I
and
love the air.
yeah, so the Gemini is like this mad tinkering scientist who
It bounces off of you guys for the inventive outsource.
so
What
oh
year
yeah,
is he born?
1980.
Monkey.
So yep, and then yeah, so he's pretty much like the mad tinkering scientist, like, and I'm the wizard, and like his girlfriend is like this Valkyrie witch, and so yeah, like I said, it's a household full of Muppets, and then between the 2 of them, they have 5 children between the 2 of them. And
That's cool.
so the oldest is a Gemini, but he's special needs. It's like awesome kid, but boundless energy. Very very loud. Kind of speaks his own language, which at this stage, it's like we all understand his language, but what it is that he's going through, what it is that he's needing there. And then from there, there's a Taurus, a Libra, and then Tawny's two kids are. Oh, this one's rough. She's got a 13-year-old Scorpio boy who's going through puberty right now, and he's got his Venus in Libra. So, and he's learning to play the guitar right now. So
Tonight and tomorrow should be good for that.
So that, and then she's got a 4-year-old who's a Virgo, and that kid's Virgo is already showing. Like, I was outside this past summer, like in the garden, doing some grounding and whatnot, walking around like barefooted, like getting my feet in the dirt. She comes out there, puts her hands on her hips, like, you need to wear shoes outside.
I am a barefoot bandit, and I am 3 shades of Virgo. I don't wear shoes anywhere. I actually invested in a few pairs of toe shoes because I love bare feet so much.
I've been wanting to get some toe shoes because I keep blowing through my Warachi sandals way too quick.
I love the toe shoes. I love the hemp. I love the water. I have a few different kinds. The ones for like dance. I love them. But I suppose I am an 11th house Virgo, so that gives me a lot of unorthodox qualities for my Virgo's delivery.
I don't know. Over the last couple of weeks, I've been getting back into researching a little more on the Cancer thing, and I just have trouble with it because I look at so much of it, I'm like, this is totally complete utter bullshit. And not from like open your mind to like, check your reality, but I'm just like, yeah, it's not me. Not at all. Like, I've called people, I'm like, have I ever done this? And they're like, nah. So it's really weird for me to.
Your rising is Libra and your Cancer is in the 9th house. So you'd want to overlay Cancer energy with Sagittarius.
I believe you said Scorpio rising.
Was it Scorpio? The late Libra?
Yeah.
It could have been.
So,
But you're a 9th house Cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's against
So
the normal
overlay
grain
it
of
with
things,
Sagittarius. Well, just overlay it with a Sagittarian vibration.
Okay.
Yeah, I wonder what degree you do rise. Because in my head, I was picturing you as a late rise of Libra. But Scorpio's fitting because late Libra would end up being, 9th house Cancer. So yeah, Scorpio rising would be fitting.
Somewhere. Yeah, I'd say it's like it's like I can totally see it, but I'd say like those 9th house properties and that really shines through in your personality.
Yeah, he had like 9th and 8th house settings, huh?
Oh yeah.
I only seen your chart that once, but I do remember you were 9th and 8th intensely. So there's more.
Oh yeah, that doesn't help at all.
Yeah,
it's like in pretty much all of my placements are like 3rd through 7th house.
Environment, home, and relationships. Yeah, I can't see that.
Yeah.
I may have.
Yeah, that's not working. No, I am getting interested in it. A lot of the stuff you guys said, it's kind of looking through it. Yeah, things kind of start to line up, and that's about the first time ever that anything's actually lined up and made sense. So I'm sure Jeff can attest to the whole thing. I'm really skeptical on the whole astrological thing because I've been bullshitted for years with it.
Are you July 15th of 1982?
Born at 3:33 p.m.
Yeah. Oh,
that
yeah.
Would be me.
So you're a 13-degree rising Scorpio.
That sounds impressive.
Yeah. Wow, you have a lot of 0 degrees. Your Jupiter's 0 degrees. Scorpio, your Uranus is 0 degrees. Sag. Yeah, you're very 8th and 9th house. So you have a Venus in the 8th house of Gemini. And then your Mercury is 8th house Cancer. Your North Node is conjunct your Mercury in the 8th house. And then your Sun is 9th house. So you need to overlay the vibration of 8th house with your Cancer energy. So that just takes you to a more scorpionic feel aside of just your rising of Scorpio. So you're very emotionally intense.
I can be.
Yeah. And you desire the quality with that moon in Taurus, 7th house. Because moon's exalted in Taurus, and then being in the 7th house is a underlayer of Libra. And Taurus and Libra is both Venus energies. And your Venus has a duality setting in the underworld.
All right.
That you're going to be working through. You were reset through there last summer, and now you're going to be working back through that space in the next couple months.
All right. So is that necessarily a bad thing or what?
No,
Still trying to wrap my head around all this.
I don't really see it as bad. I mean, your Mars in Libra could make you passively aggressive. That would square against your sun.
I was gonna say, oh, Alan, passive aggressive? No, not at all.
Well, and you're born with Sun square Pluto. You might want to write that down and just Google it. Sun square
With the-
Pluto. And you have Pluto in the 12th house. You might want to read about Pluto in the 12th house.
Oh, have fun with that.
And then Jupiter in the 12th house. You came with angels. You have Jupiter in Scorpio. I mean,
So Sun square Pluto and Pluto in the 12th house.
mhm. And then write down Jupiter 12th house. And then write down Venus 8th house. Mercury 8th house. Am I going too fast? North Node 8th house. And I want you to like put an arrow so that you understand that your Mercury and your North Node are conjunct. So like you can type in Mercury conjunct North Node also.
Okay, you said that North Node was the 8th house?
I'm a North Node 8th house too.
And Mercury and the North Node tie together.
Yeah, that's called conjunct. So if you just type in Mercury conjunct North Node,
Oh,
it'll,
that's easy. There's a math sign for that. Conjunct.
there is. And then that also squares your Saturn. You should know that you have Saturn square North Node and Saturn square Mercury. And it's like almost in the same degree orb. Well, no, that's loose. And then you have Saturn and Mars conjunct. That's a big emphasis as well in the 11th house. You need to gain your structure and your ambitions in the groups of people. Like, there's a call for Saturn's exalted in Libra, yet when he's conjunct Mars, if you are not balanced in that 11th house, it can raise havoc with your intense emotions and the way that you think and the way that you're emotionally directing yourself.
Okay. Well,
And
I
then
will
you
definitely
should
do some-
also take into consideration and write down Uranus. Most people call it Uranus, first house, and read about yourself because that gives you a very electric body, an unorthodox intensity because it's orbiting that 0 degrees. So it's kind of like the coming out as the phoenix with the focal point, but it's like it's an
Uranus
unorthodox
where?
first house. And then Uranus, Sagittarius. And that'll just be funner stuff for you to read about yourself. So you're not saying, am I this Cancer? Because your sun is 9th house. Maybe you should read Sun in the 9th house. Sun in 9th house. Because maybe that will help you feel like you connect more to that as the Cancer vibration. Because you're very 8th and then 9th house. And then 11th. So what you rebirth and bring into your new self is what you get to deliver to the people.
You say, but yeah, it's like I can see it, you know, the Cancer aspects there with Alan as well. Like the rough, gritty.
I see some.
Yeah, the rough, gritty exterior, but like deep down, he's a big old softy.
Big ol' heart that loves to cook dinner and nurtures those he's
Yeah,
intensely
pretty much.
emotionally involved with, those that are loyal to him, those that are they provide quality reciprocation to his emotions.
Well, I know the girlfriend's enjoying actually getting attention, and then the fact that I cook. So,
Yeah, good qualities. Good qualities.
oh, cool. I will have to look into that.
Yeah, that might help you feel a little bit more in touch with your.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I've always been curious about, but it's hard to get information from people that you really kind of trust. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, while traveling around, one of the problems you run into is everybody and their dog is a mystical guru expert. And most of them are just really high on drugs. So,
Well, let's say anybody that's an expert is somebody not to be trusted, because you could study all of this for 1 billion years and you'd still barely be scratching the surface.
Amen.
no, I'm starting to find a lot of that out with the getting into the intense study on the runes and actually learning all the different. Yeah, with that, I mean,
So I
I'm
wanted
only
to
in
throw
the first-
something at you with.
I'm only.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even a quarter of the way through the introductory research on the Elder Futhark, and I'm just like, what? I've almost filled up an entire comp book.
But I wanted to throw something at you about the rune that you held up earlier. But it's like I was trying to fix the goddamn echo while you were asking about that. But yeah, that rune there, that's Othala. That's Odin's rune. So, and that rune's all about your family, your heritage, your homestead. That rune, unfortunately, because it is about heritage and homestead and whatnot, it has been co-opted by white supremacists. So a lot of times if you see people like brandishing that rune in public, then that means that they're a Nazi. So there is also like a big movement from like the heathen and asexual communities and whatnot to try to reclaim the runes and their symbols and whatnot from the white supremacists and whatnot. But ultimately, the big thing with that rune there is about if that keeps coming up, then that's a call for you to start doing some path working with your ancestors and to connect with your heritage and those ancestral spirits.
I love that. That makes sense.
And on that note, on that whole white supremacy note, yeah, the how to put this? I went blank on it. I just had it on the tip of my tongue too. Yeah, they're free to stand for what they believe in, but they're free to stand alone.
So it doesn't make any sense to me, because I'd say in the grand scheme of things, it's like A, we're all mutts, and B, it's like we're all one energy. So
Is that why they picked that one? Is because that rune is standing alone with its grounded knowledge. Okay, bad fun.
they picked
said-
that one. They
They
picked that one
pick it for the
specifically.
misconception that it is the Odin's rune, but there is no particular. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me because there is no particular rune that is Odin's rune. Following the mythology and the history of the runes, I mean, technically, all of the runes are Odin's runes. He's the one that hung his ass from a tree for 9 days.
Yeah, that one they called. I guess part of the reason why they say it's like the Odin rune is that it's it's like if you spell out Odin's name in the Elder Futhark, that's the first rune. Just kind of like the Thrisas or the Thorn is supposed to be Thor's rune, because that's that's entirely about like protection and whatnot. But that's also like if you're spelling out the name of Thor in the old Elder Futhark, that the Thorn is the first rune that would be used.